So I did a video, I think it was about a year ago here on YouTube. Go check it out. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you once again for being a part of the family. We are now boasting over 100,000 subscribers. Thanks to you. Go subscribe on the podcast as well, The Hustlers Corner. We are now on a 250,000 subscribers. The video that I did, I think it was last year, the year before, I'm not sure. It was talking about the opportunity in the DAGGA space, in the cannabis space, from acquiring the license to being the person that breeds, what do they call it? Breeders, right? I don't know what language is used in the cannabis space, but basically, Mina in my space, being somebody who's in the drinks or beverages manufacturing industry, we call it manufacturing. So basically, where you actually get to grow the cannabis itself. People do it differently, right? And there's modernized ways on how they do it. And what I found over the past couple of years after I did that video was it's going to be a very, very lucrative industry. It's already been lucrative. People that are in the cannabis industry overseas are making millions and millions of dollars, of euros and pounds. And it's about to get crazy here even in South Africa. But we all know how things work, right? Capitalistic, well, we're in a capitalistic society. And before certain bills get passed and get signed into law by the president, you do know there's already been some players lurking behind the scenes who have been either lobbying for that bill to be passed and to be signed into law, or using their money or influence to make sure that they become first in line. As you and I both know, or some people who have tried to get into that industry, that it's not easy to acquire a cannabis license in South Africa. And be that as it may, the licenses that have come out are less than 100. I remember at the time when I did the video, they were like less than 30 or so. And out of those less than 30, it was only one or two that were black owned. But 90 something percent of those licenses at the time, bebangekho abantu abamnyama. Kodwa manje it's a couple of years later, I can imagine. But I'm still not sure if the licenses that have been issued by the government are over 100. Even if they are over 100 by now, I'm still definitely sure that there's less than 5% of abantu abamnyama's participation in the space. Yes, I'm seeing a lot of dispensaries. I'm seeing a lot of people who are in the industry for medicinal cannabis. But esikhathini the people that we see in the front of those stores, or the people that get to sell these brands, or some of the celebrities that use their influence to come up with their own edibles, or coming up with their own strand, etc. It's people just in the front. But the people that grow it and the people that are in the real beneficiary, that are really benefiting behind the scenes, ngiyakwazi mina nawe ukuthi most yabo abantu ukuthi they've used their money to lobby for that bill to be passed through, and most of the times, not only in the cannabis space, in all these other different industries, they work with politicians and they've used their money to make sure that they're first in line. So with that being said, it doesn't mean there isn't opportunity in the cannabis space. There still is. And that's the reason why I want to read this article. Sorry, my phone is now locked. Let me ask you to unlock it in the meantime so that I can read you guys the article. I'm not trying to discourage anybody from getting into this industry. It's still early days. Even the people that are just in the front, or the people that are just influencing, or the people that are just running the front store ends, and maybe they get supplied by whoever, someone, they're still also going to make a lot of money. But the best way is for us to participate in the entire value chain, which brings me to this article, which was, I think it was yesterday or Saturday, just this past weekend anyway. President Cyril Ramaphosa signed the Cannabis for Private Purposes Act, the CPPA, just a day before the 2024 general elections, rendering South Africa the first African country to legalize cannabis. The CPPA eliminates cannabis off the list of illegal drugs. Apart from adults now being able to cultivate and consume it, people who in the past violated the law by growing and using cannabis will supposedly have their records erased. How beautiful is that? So if ungene tolongweni, you went to prison because of intsango back then, because it was illegal. They are saying here, according to this article, sorry, let me read here. Apart from adults now being able to cultivate and consume it, people who in the past violated the law by growing and using cannabis will supposedly have their criminal records erased. but it is illegal to sell the plant. That's the most important part that I wanted to emphasize on. With as much as it has been passed on to law, and us in our minds, and we pass on information verbally, and we do these social media videos or internet videos, we're saying it's now legal, it's now legal, it's now legal. You have to understand this for you to even before you even start trading it or getting into the space. Understand what the law says, because the last thing you want is to get yourself involved in many you did not understand.